There are many qualities we see in lion. Why is it called the king of jungle? But there is one unique quality the lion has. You see the lion walk. It will walk. It will walk for a period, about 200 meters, 400 meters, something like that, it will walk. Then suddenly it will stop and look back and then continue walking. It's very peculiar behavior of lion. Elephants, buffaloes, zebra, even tiger, none of them have this quality of stopping, looking back, and then walking. Very important lesson to learn. Quality to imbibe. That's why we have few days we keep a new year. Just a refreshing. Just press the refresh button so that you look back what you did last year and then continue. Anyway, you are going to continue. And then we keep certain points, like personal life we have. Collectively we keep. And every culture had their own. Like in our culture we have, when sun enters Mesha Rasi, the Aries, no? It's called Shankrati. It's a new year. Similarly, Karnataka we have the Yugadi, no? Starting of the Yuga. Is the Yugadi. So like that, every culture had their own, every system had their own things. What is important here is to just look. Like when you're driving on a highway, 99.9% of your driving time you will be seeing the road ahead. But casually, once in a while, you look at the rear view. Otherwise, you don't look when you're driving, unless you are going to reverse. There's no need for you to look at all, actually. Or else maybe when you have to switch lanes. You see, even if you are not planning to switch lanes, even if you are going to continue in the same lane, once in a while, your eyes automatically looks. It's important to do that in life. And you cannot be doing it on a daily basis. That will be absurd. So they had fixed someday. That's the new year. And we keep, wishing each other. More than a wish, it is an understanding that where I'm going and what did I do so far to go where I want to go. Is it worth continuing, worth repeating what I did last year? Not anything new resolutions you have to take. There's no need for any new resolutions. Just have to look back to your last year resolution. Continue, because every year you keep sending messages as what? You have been living for the last 25 years, let's say, or 40 years, 50 years, 70 years. If you have the habit of sending New Year wishes and receiving New Year wishes, what do you wish? All your resolutions, if at all there is any New Year resolutions that people take, we just take only one resolution. Finally, if at all there is something worth, let me be little more disciplined. Right? Area of discipline only will vary. The field of discipline where one person will say, I want to put on weight in this year. Another person will say, I want to reduce my weight. Another person says, I want to increase my strength. Another person says, I want to increase my stamina. I want to run Bangalore marathon. all fitness, physical, that will vary. Or a person who says, I wanted to save, I wanted to travel, what I have not been done. I wanted to travel to few places. I will be little more, disciplined. That's about it. But resolutions are the consequence of year-long effort. Not that resolutions are not one-day decisions. Remember that. By decision, you cannot become disciplined. That's the most important lesson to learn. You can't decide to be punctual and be punctual. Isn't it? You can't decide to be consistent and become consistent. By decision, discipline is not possible. That's why New Year resolutions don't work for most of us, because we have a wrong understanding and we think something wrong with the resolution. Resolution is not wrong. The problem is our understanding of the resolutions. What is the resolution? The resolution is a consequence of a deliberated thinking. You resolve, you decide, you conclude. It is what you are supposed to do. And what is so interesting here is, we say you have to conclude not on 31st December, we say 1st January you have to conclude. Very interesting. What is that? The effort of 2022 should result in an understanding, in a commitment. And you start your work with that sankalpa, with that commitment. And nobody wishes that. Nobody sends a message to another person wishing, don't worry, man, I will be there with you 2023. Have you received any one of you? If not 23, 22, 21, 20. Never we send a message to another person saying, I commit this year for you. What resolutions we have? We celebrate. New Year is a celebration. What do we celebrate? We celebrate that commitment. And you do require to reevaluate your commitments time and again. Reassess. If you don't do that, you will be the loser. You will not know in which direction you are going. You know, where you started, where you are moving, where you conclude. You'll never be able to get that understanding. So at least 23. Don't send messages as, I wishing you a very happy new year. If you have courage, send your commitment to someone. I commit myself to provide happiness to you this year. Can you? I commit to make you prosperous this year. Do you? Wish prosperity is bestowed upon you by somebody. Don't ask me. Now that I have wished for your prosperity, I am such a great person. Weird thinking. That's called New Year resolution. resolution is this, is a conclusion of what you have been doing. That is why any resolutions we take, you are not able to follow through it. Why you are not able to follow through? Suddenly you can't change tracks. Being, so indisciplined in eating. Suddenly you can't say from January 1st, I'm going to be disciplined in eating. And invariably you will say what? January 1st is the day of celebration. So today I will feast. From tomorrow. A New Year resolution stands as New Year because New Year is only January 1st. January 2nd is not a New Year, no. So therefore, your follow through of New Year resolution happens only for that one day, which is correct, technically. Remember, no. If you want to be a strong personality like lion, learn to imbibe this quality of looking back. Not all the time looking back. Then your direction will be reversed. You'll be going backwards. You are forward, you are moving forward, but it's so interesting to see lions not doing that. They walk, and stop, and they look back. It is one of the best pictures of life. Facing the direction but looking here is it's like photo shoot. This is the decision you have to take on New Year's.